Welcome back, focused learners. Today, we've got a fantastic explainer lined up for you, diving straight into some amazing material from Nova English Academy. We're going to look at the literal superpowers of the English language. I'm talking about the essential grammar building blocks, the architectural framework, really, for everything we say. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our quick roadmap for today. First, what are conjunctions? Second, adding ideas with and. Third, showing differences with but. Fourth, making choices with or. Then it's practice time. And finally, a quick review.
So, part 1. What exactly are conjunctions? Well, to put it simply, a conjunction is a joining word. Honestly, if you say joining words out loud right now, you've pretty much nailed the most crucial point of this entire explainer. Their whole job is to connect words or even completely separate sentences, gluing them together so they make sense as one cohesive thought. It's like magic glue for your sentences.
All right, moving on to part 2. Adding ideas with and. Take a look at this. I like apples and bananas. Notice how the word and just seamlessly brings these two delicious fruits together? Imagine saying, I like apples, I like bananas. It sounds super repetitive, right? Kinda choppy. But this single little word creates one flowing, elegant sentence. Say it out loud with me. I like apples and bananas. Let's look at another one to really lock in this adding ideas concept. I have a cat and a dog. We're taking two awesome pets and combining them into one happy thought. You're literally adding the idea of a dog to the idea of a cat. It's basically simple addition, just like math, but we're doing it with language.
Okay, that brings us to our next tool in part 3, showing differences with but.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it perfectly handles total opposites. Imagine two completely different weather conditions. It's sunny out, but it's freezing cold. To connect these contrasting ideas so they actually make sense together, we drop in but. It is sunny, but it is cold. It instantly signals to whoever you're talking to that a twist or an unexpected difference is coming up.
Here's another major contrast. Liking ice cream, but absolutely disliking chocolate. But is our absolute go-to word when we run into these conflicting ideas. I like ice cream, but I don't like chocolate. You see how it connects a positive feeling directly with a negative one? It acts as the perfect pivot point between opposing thoughts. You're doing great grasping this, by the way.
Up next is part 4, making choices with OR. Think of this one as the ultimate decision-maker tool. Say someone asks you, would you like juice or milk? Notice how OR instantly forces a choice between two totally distinct options. You're not getting both drinks, you gotta pick one. If you read the question aloud, you can actually hear that element of choice built right into the rhythm of the sentence itself. And this brilliantly illustrates how we use OR in real life all the time to present alternatives. Do you want a pencil or a pen? You've got a task to do, you need to write something down, but you have to choose one path or the other. OR basically creates a literal fork in the road for your sentence.
All right, section 5. It is practice time. Let's test out those new superpowers.
Here's your first puzzle. I have a pencil, blank, and eraser. Think carefully about the rules we just went over. Are we adding items together? Are we showing a contrast? Or are we giving a choice? Which of our 3 magic joining words belongs in that blank?
Correct. If you chose and, you nailed it. I have a pencil and an eraser. We're seamlessly adding those two items together because, well, they naturally belong right side by side in your pencil case. Okay, here's the next puzzle. I like cats. Blank, I don't like snakes. Does the second half agree with the first half, or are they clashing? What's the joining word that pivots between liking something and deliberately not liking something?
You guessed it, it's but. I like cats, but I don't like snakes. Those two ideas contrast directly with each other, so but perfectly highlights that difference. Great job! All right, final challenge of the practice round. Would you like tea, blank, coffee? Pay close attention here. This is a question offering options. So, what joining word emphasizes that element of choice?
And the answer is or. Would you like tea or coffee? You're making a definitive choice between two hot beverages. Excellent work wrapping up that interactive quiz. You totally crushed it.
Let's move to part 6, our review, and see how all this builds together.
Okay, so if you take away absolutely anything from today's explainer, make it these 3 core rules. Treat this like a mental screenshot.
First, and adds ideas together. Second, but shows a sharp contrast or difference. And third, or gives a choice between options. These are the fundamental keys you need to build really expressive sentences.
So, now that you've got these powerful joining words firmly in your toolkit, consider this. How often do these tiny three-letter words completely change the meaning of your daily conversations? I challenge you to turn your reading into a real-world game today. Look for and, but, and or in your emails, on street signs, on social media, and observe exactly how they act as the invisible architecture holding all of our ideas together. Thank you so much for joining this Nova English Academy Explainer. Keep learning, keep focusing, and we'll see you next time.